What was your first dab, Timmy? I'm dropping you on it right now.
My first dab was gross.
Whoa.
Yeah, it was at a hash bar on Ventura Boulevard called Kind Meds.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to any OGs out there that fucking know about that.
Ventura Boulevard. I know where that is now. In the valley, huh?
What's up, homie?
Hey.
What's up, homie? It was gross though. So my friend Chris took me here, and we pull up. We go in there. It's like a normal little dispensary in the front. You buy your shit, and I'm like, all right, let's go smoke. And he's like, no, let's go smoke. And he keeps walking further. And there's another door, and you open the door, and there was a bar in there, like a U-shaped bar, and it had like skillet dab rigs with the skillet on it, with the little swing. You know what I'm talking about? You know what a skillet is? Oh my God, we gotta look. Dab skillet. Just type that in on Google. So this is what people used to dab out of. It's like a little bell and has a metal plate underneath it.
Oh my God.
Yeah, these.
Oh.
So I had a bunch of these. So I had a bunch of these on fucking bongs and shit. And then they had a menu and they were selling dabs. And I didn't really know what the fuck dabs were. I was like, yo, we're about to smoke like fucking, are we in like a heroin bar? Like, what the fuck
are we doing here, guys?
Because it was my first dab. They called it Uber Goo. And it was $2 a hit. I was like, all right, $2, run it. But what I found, it was the resin it was the reclaim.
They just scooped it up.
No, so they from the end of the day, they would get all the reclaim, and then they would put that in like a pile of stuff, and that's what they would sell it for $2. So that was my first step ever. Crazy. Crazy, bro. But then like they had other stuff too that was like $5. That was like good
stuff.
Yeah, it was gross.
That's crazy. I can't believe they would sell that.
But that's not the worst dab I've ever had. That's the first dab I've ever had. I've had worse dabs than that.
Than other people's reclaim? I feel like smoking your reclaim isn't the worst thing ever. Smoking other people's reclaim is fucking nuts.
No, I've had worse dabs than that for sure.
What?
Like,
what was it?
What we were making, we were trying to figure out how to make this shit. And we went and we got the wrong butane. So we got like camping butane that had the smell in it. So they put like a scent.
The green thing?
Nah, that's propane. So like they sell they sell like camping butane. But it has like extra scent added to it that like butane I go in here don't have. Like it got this like sulfur smell. Okay. But we didn't know. We had no fucking idea. We just knew the brand. It was the same brand. It was like the Vector brand butane. So we just were like, that's the same brand. Get the buy the cans.
Makes sense.
Run that shit up. Let me tell you, man, this shit was some of the nastiest sulfur tasting, grossest green, goopy, watery hash. It was bad.
Green.
It was bad. It was bad, bro. That was the nastiest.
Was that one soupy as well?
Yeah, it was wet. It was dripping. We had no idea what was going on. But this was
you smoke
this was like 2009.
Right.
Like,
damn, extracting some shit.
Yeah,
could have blown up.
Smoked it. Oh, for sure. Sketchy, dude. Like in a shed.
Oh my God.
It's like butane cans and
were you wearing like
PVC?
No, we had funny lab coats or anything.
Nah, bro, we was inhaling the fumes like fucking trying to make.
I would have gone to Party City and just got a lab coat
just for the fuck of it. Yeah. Such a bot. And then the crazy thing too is like we were smoking off metal. Like that's like titanium nails and skillets,
it's like tied to the glass. They didn't think to just like you could have just heated this up and put it on this, huh? Honestly, and it probably would. This
was the evolution of it.
Right.
This was before nails existed.
Wow.
Like the evolution of this, I have the evolution of this at the crib, and it was this, but they made the skillet into a nail head, like a bucket. So it was like the little top of a nail.
And then the bucket on top, and you can like carve it. That's where
but it was still tied to this little fucking thing under the. It was weird, bro.
Crazy.
The evolution of dab tools and stuff, that might be a good video for us to do. We buy all these fucking things. And then we just go through them. That might be a banger video. The evolution of dabs. That's a good one.
Pots and pans.
I'm into that. Yeah, dude, the quartz now, we're tripping right now. This is nuts, dude. Like crazy. What we used to smoke off was fucking horrible. You're lucky. Everyone out here
I smoked a couple of weird things.
Do you smoke off of any titanium and stuff?
Yeah, I smoked titanium. Yeah. That's when I first started dabbing, like slab dabs off titanium.
Good times, man. Hit it when it's red. Red means go. Yeah. What was your first dab? Do you remember?
My first dab.
Was it better than mine?
I do remember.
It's got to be better than mine, dude, right?
I think so. I don't really remember what it looked like though. Like I was kind of like fed the dab. You know what I mean?
Oh, they just snuck it into you.
Yeah. Whoa. Yeah.
What kind of party is this?
Yeah, pretty much. But nah, it was my homie literally just called me up and he sounded almost frantic. And he's like, bro. I was like, what? Like, I always remember like how he called me. And I was like, oh my God, what? I was like, he's never like sounded like this ever. And he was like, have you ever taken a dab? I was like, nah. Like, I've seen it on like YouTube and stuff. I've seen like Jolie Oli take dabs. You know, I saw Custom Grow 420 take
like,
dabs.
I know what dabs are.
Yeah. And he was like, get over here right now. And he sent me the address. And I was like, shit. I just got my license at the time. I was like 16, I think. Like maybe 15. I got my permit.
Pulled up.
And I was like, dude, yeah. I was like a year into my smoking experience. I was like, I'm ready for a dab. You know what I mean?
He wasn't ready.
I pulled up, and then I remember specifically it was a pear rig. It was like a glass. It was like this size, but it looked like a pear, yeah. But they dropped it earlier that day, so there was a hole right here.
What the fuck?
So they're like, hey, you just need to cover it with your finger, bro. And I was like, what?
You're like, okay.
And I was like, all right, bro.
I'm not trying to judge you or nothing, but that's crazy.
Yeah. So you hold it like this, and you like cover it with your finger.
I've hit a broken piece before. I know how to do that shit.
It
Come
was
on.
incredible. And it was just, it was off of a titanium little...
like a domeless nail?
Yeah. I
remember those. I already 100%. Knew.
Yep. And no, it wasn't domeless. It had the little titanium cap. Yeah, the little titanium cap.
Even older.
You put on.
Nice.
Yeah, it was real fucking gross.
Yeah.
But I do not remember what the dab looked like at all. I was like,
do you remember like anything? Like, was it good or bad? Like, did you like it or hate it?
I called my homie in the exact same way that he called me, and I was like, "Bro, have you ever taken a dab before?"
A chain reaction.
I was like, "You gotta come over here right now and take this dab." Like this shit.
How far
insane.
did that chain go of people calling other friends?
I think it stopped at him.
Did it?
Like, he was just so high.
It just goes like 10 people. You're like, holy shit, this is fucking nuts.
Keep going. Dude, it was...
Have you ever heard of dabs?
Exactly. Have you ever heard of dabs? Right now. Texting dabs. It was insane. But yeah, my life changed at that day.
Did you know that you liked dabs and you more than weed then?
Not more, but I was like, damn, I want to do this more for sure.
Because like you got super faded.
Yeah, I got super faded, and I was like, it didn't smell like anything, which was like the biggest thing that I worried about at the time. And I was like, I just don't want it to smell
as a teenager in Texas. Like, sketchy.
As soon as I did that, got that high without that smell, or like the amount of time it takes, because like you smoke a joint, it's like 10 minutes.
Pretty efficient dabs, right?
Yeah.
Like, man, I was thinking that too. I was like, as like a parent, you don't got a lot of time, right? I was like, man, dabs is hyper efficient. You go smoke a whole joint. True. No, dead ass.
I was thinking like, you said as a parent, I was like, where are you going? Like, you're going to feed your kid dabs?
Nah, like, cause like
it's the most efficient way to get them high.
The windows for you as a parent to get high are gotta be
very little.
You get dabs.
Yeah. Just real quick.
Run that. You run a couple dabs, especially if you have like a Puffco, Carta.
Yeah, it's about as efficient as it gets.
Yocan, one of these fucking devices. You're fucking vibing,
it's like nothing
dude.
ever happened.
No. Chilling.
Hey.
That's the play right there. It's hyper efficient dabs for sure.
It's nothing like a hyper efficient dabs.
Yeah.